strands. So it is August 25th and I have just completed a one-night ayahuasca ceremony here on Gabriola Island, and I'm awakening into this new world with a brand new pair of eyes. And this is just to document the experience that I had that truly awakened me and opened my box to who I am. I feel utterly grateful for the life that I have, and that I can live this multidimensional life, this magnificent life in so many dimensions, knowing that I have something so pure and so great to offer the world, and that I'm not afraid anymore. I live my life really trying to sculpt it so perfectly, always achieving perfection, just like hitting that sweet spot. And there's a journey to finding that sweet spot in life where we swing until we hit this point where we think that focus and that concentration and finding one spot really is the answer. But on the other side of that spot is really the cusp of expansion. So I like to kind of put it in the way that where we're meeting a focus point and we break into this expansive point. But I felt like the journey reaching this last week, where I'm cutting down my foods, the salts, the sugars, the meats, the oils, and being mentally and spiritually prepared. I reached out to a lot of the relationships that I've been hanging on to, and that sense of control and having a need to have an answer for it and figure it out and wonder why it's not aligned. And I reached out to all of them and I asked for forgiveness, and I had a lot of compassion for myself, because back then I didn't know. And all I knew is who I was then, and that the self now is able to reflect back and forgive myself for not knowing. And I think that was one of the biggest things that I had to relieve because of being a perfectionist and wanting to achieve. There really is no end goal. It's really part of the journey. And that when we can feel compassion for ourselves and be kind to our inner child, we're able to keep moving and keep playing in this journey. And at this ceremony, I met some people who have been doing this for 16 years. And Sarah and Andre, who were the guides to this incredible experience, from the music and the sounds that they pulled off, they were all coming because they were channeling spirit with us, and they were in this collective journey with us. And learning from them, Andre has been playing guitar and his instruments for 20 years, and that you can learn a skill for so long that there's a time when you actually have to let go and let live and let spirit live. Both of them were in such harmony and in tune with the entire collective of the group. And we had the circle share where we were able to just be as vulnerable as we can. And I feel that from this journey, I love myself. I love my entire self. I love myself for all of the connections and the people that I have in my life, and what they mean to me and who they were to me, so that I can reach this level. And it's like a ladder, a rung, where you actually have to climb. You need the first rung, the bottom rung, that lower vibration, to climb up to the next and keep climbing. I am humbled to the journey of being a human, and I know that as we continue to meet ourselves and meet our spirit, there is another layer that we get to reduce in our makeup, so that we return back to our inner self, our authentic expression, our authentic reason for being here, our purpose. And I feel like today or last night I was utterly clear that the work that Spirit has given me to express and to be here to demonstrate is to move, is to play, and is to love, and that the world needs that now. And I mustn't get in the way of that importance in this world. So I'm super excited to branch out into this world, be intentional in all my work, be intentional in all my relationships. And I know that love is really love. Love expanding, love unconditional. And that we can be intentional with the relationships we choose. We can choose our family. We have soul families, and through religion, through societal makeups of what types of relationships they need to be, we try to use our head to try to fit ourselves into these relationships. But, we know divorce is out there, and we know we're always ever changing, so we have to allow for that change in every person. And when they do, it's best to be honest. So I really, really humbly thank all those relationships that were brave enough to let me go. Back then I felt like it was rejection, but through their bravery to let go of something when it wasn't aligned with them, when I couldn't because I was too clingy or I wanted to please everybody and save face, they let me go so I can find a new direction. So it's not rejection, it was redirection, right back to myself. And I've realized so much about my pineal gland and why this dot right here had appeared on my third eye. And it's because Ayahuasca, the mama, will forever be with me and has always been with me. And that she lives in the tip of my fingertip. And that when I connect to that, and I bridge my masculine and feminine brain, and I unite in harmony, that I can create a container for my essence to be lived out in this human body that contains a beautiful spirit and a soul, and that we are vehicles in this world to bring forth this unique expression, this raw, unique expression. Thank you for witnessing me. Thank you for being present to yourself, and to continue to grow, not just outwards, but definitely inwards. There's so much in store when we keep finding ourselves, that red ball that lives in the center of our heart, center of our soul, and that from that center place is our creative potential, that raw, authentic potential that is meant to be lived out. So love yourself, forgive yourself, be compassionate, and with that, you allow yourself to do that to others. I am love.